Oh, good morning on a very gray day. Connie and I were saying that it's just a little bit depressing, I guess, because it's so dark out. But we had such a beautiful weekend. We can't complain, can we? It was really a nice Mother's Day. Well, we have been starting the niyamas, and we talked about the first niyama last week, which was Saucha, which means cleanliness or purification, if you will. And so the second one now is called Santosha. And Santosha, I like to think of as contentment. So being content with who you are and what you have inside, and not really wanting things that other people have. So lack of desire for what others have. The term is derived from the Sanskrit word sam, meaning completely or altogether, and tosha, meaning contentment or acceptance. So complete contentment, which is kind of cool. So Santosha is generally considered to be both an attitude and a state of deep inner peace. Through practicing Santosha, the yogi is freed from cravings and desires. When they are free from such influences, they are also free to pursue their own calling without fear or manipulation. This is considered an essential part of spiritual development. So, being content with who you are inside. And we always think of wanting things on the outside, but if you're truly content with who you are and what you have already, then that's Santosha. And it kind of sounds like contentment too. I like the word Santosha. So please close your eyes and just turn inward for a few moments. Turn to your breath. Seems like whenever I take the time to get quiet and turn to my breath, that's when I really feel contentment, peacefulness. Do a bit of a body scan, see how you're feeling this morning. As you go through your day today, notice the times when you feel very content. I think contentment goes hand in hand with gratitude, because gratitude, when you notice and appreciate everything that makes you feel contentment, you'll notice more and more contentment. Please bring hands to heart center. I like to think of Santosha as a virtue. And when we're able to adopt that virtue as something we aspire to, we're much more likely to notice the beauty and the grace that's always present. We're paying attention. Go ahead and lower your hands, open your eyes, and just holding on to your knees, just kind of start to make a big circle with your torso. Just kind of warming up. I'm going to get off my blanket because it feels better to me. So just kind of warm up the hips from all sides. You can even move your shoulders a little bit with it if you want to. And then switch directions. Good. And then pause and just stretch your legs out long in front of you for a moment. Bend your right knee and just bring the left ankle across. Sit up nice and tall. And then twist to your right. And unwind. Switch. Up nice and tall, and then twist to your left. Gets right in there to those hips. Good. And come on up to the bottoms of your feet. Cross your feet. This is a good challenge for you. See if you can get them underneath you and stand up. Yeah, easier said than done, right? And then just take a little bit wider stance, so slightly wider than hip distance. And feel grounded. Just bring your arms out to the side and stretch up nice and tall. Good. And then bring the hands back out to the side and just reach over with your right hand toward your left. Kind of really feel a curve and then pull up your sleeve. We're going to get dressed a little bit today. So you already have your sweater on. Do that to the other side. Try to keep the legs stable and just keep going like that a few times. Just reaching over, maybe arcing a little bit, pulling up the sleeve, coming back. And other side. One more time each side. Good. And then end up with your arms out. And we'll do that opposite arm kind of twist in the socket. So the right arm just twist open, the left arm closed. And then switch. Oh, yeah, just keep going. Switch. Just warm it. Notice how it really warms up your core as well. One more time each side. Good. And then stand tall, stretch your arms up, and bring hands to heart center as you come down to a little bit of a chair pose. Good. Now, you might have to turn the toes out slightly. I want you to feel comfortable on your knees. So your butt's sitting back. You're just going to shift over your right leg and straighten your left leg. And then switch. Shift over so the weight's on your left foot, straighten the right leg, and keep going like that. Crack, crack. Good. This time, as you straighten the left leg, see if you can lift it up a little bit. Put it back down, shift, straighten, lift. Shift, straighten, lift. You're really focusing on getting the weight centered on that standing leg. Yeah. You'll feel something everywhere. One more time each side. Good. And then pause in the middle and go ahead and fold forward in that little bit wider forward fold position. And take a few breaths. Turn the music on. You want to, you can grab your elbows. Just kind of sway side to side. Be mindful with your legs and feet and hips, not to really move them. Just kind of warming up in the middle. Good. And then touch the floor. If you need blocks here, you can. Swivel the heels in a bit and come down to a deep squat. Yeah. In that wide-legged position, it feels a lot more like a frog, and you look more like a frog. Good. And then come all the way back up to standing. So, and come on up all the way. Stretch your arms up. Good. Hands to heart center. Now we're gonna get dressed some more. So you're gonna center on your right leg, lift your left foot up, put your sock on. Good. And then shift, weight centered, put your sock on. And shift again, put your sock on. Wait until you're really balanced, put your sock on. We're going to do lots of layers of socks today. Just take your time, just centering, shifting the weight, putting the sock on. One more pair. Good. And then stand up tall, stretch your arms up, and bend into the chair pose again. And we're going to do that 10 times. So stretch up and sit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Good. Grab your knees and round your back. Slide your hands back and do like a little cow. Yeah. And do that one more time. Round and cow. Good. Go ahead and fold forward again. And then come on down to all fours position. Now, last week we did a lot on our wrists. So if you're not into doing all that work on your wrists, you can always go to your elbows here, which I think I'm going to do today just to show you that it can be done. So I want you to focus on a neutral back and then extend your right leg and think my low belly has to draw up to hold it there. And I want to keep that neutral spine so my hips stay square to the floor. And then bend the knee, flex the foot, and then just start making little up and down movements with your knee and foot. Just checking in with the glutes and the hammies. Little pulses. Wake up, glutes. Wake up, core. Try to not allow your back to shift at all. Just work those glute muscles. You're feeling anything? You're not alone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg again. Bring it down, stretch through the ball of the foot. And then slide the knee in. Bring the big toes together. Slide back to a child's pose. Full breaths. Come on forward again, either to your hands or your elbows. Do the other side. Extend the left leg. I don't know, for me, one side always feels stronger than the other. I want to keep my core lengthening. Keep that neutral spine. Bend the knee, flex the foot, and pulse. Notice your core working to keep it stable and long. Drawing the low belly up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg again. Think long, long, long. Bring the ball of the foot down, stretch through the calf. And come on in and move back to a child's pose. And then come on forward again. If you want to come to your elbows, you can. And this time, you're gonna just bring your right knee out to the side, and you'll have to notice to keep everything stable. You can't bring it up too far because I want your back to stay strong, and then little pulses here. So like you're lifting your leg to a fire hydrant, just little pulses. I won't have you do as many. You can feel it in your glutes. Keep your spine nice and long. Hips stay square. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let's just go right to the other side. Lift the left knee. Notice how I try and keep my hips square to the floor and then start pulsing. I flex my foot. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a child's pose. Why does that make you breathe so hard? I don't know. Extend your arms long. Really feel a stretching out of the glutes. Maybe come up on fingertips, lift the armpits. And then grounding the hands down. Make your way on up to a downward facing dog. You should be in a pretty good position for down dog and just walk it out. If you want to, you can sway the hips right and left. Spread the weight on your hands. And then move forward to a plank. Feel that long spine again, connected core, and lower to the mat. Stretch your feet long, press up to a cobra, and just a little one so you can kind of twist to the right and to the left a few times, just feeling it out. And then come on back down. Push up to all fours, and I'm going to have you grab your blocks and put them under your hands and make your way to a downward facing dog. And then extend your right leg, just like you did on your elbows or all fours. Bend the knee, flex the foot. Just little movements here. Just briefly, a little pulses. Feels different in this position. Good. Now bring knee towards nose and step that foot through to a deep lunge. And take a moment here. I want you to get a little lighter on your hands. I want you to think, I'm going to draw my low belly up to really lengthen my spine. Maybe lift the hands. Maybe stretch them back by your hips. It takes a lot of core strength now to come on up to crescent. If you're feeling stable, you can extend the arms. Feel weight in both feet to hold you right in the center. Remember how you shift your weight. Now you want to keep it right in the middle. Good. Lean forward a little bit. Swing the arms back behind you like you're a ski jumper. And then touch down. Good job. Step back. Downward doggy. Might have to bend both knees here. I don't know. Extend the left leg. Bend the knee. Flex the foot. Little pulses. I feel it more in my standing leg than my left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring knee towards nose and step it through. However you can get it there. Now take your time feeling the stability so you can really feel your core working. You lift your low belly up, you keep the left hip crease back, get lighter on your fingers, maybe stretch the hands by your hip. Now, if you need help, you can always bring the hands to the thigh to help you come up. Maybe extend the arms. Crescent warrior. Feel the weight evenly in the middle. Good. Stretch the hands back again. Slowly lean forward and touch down. Good. Step forward, forward fold. Just notice your hamstrings and glutes. And then step your left foot back to a deep lunge. This time lower the back knee. And just come upright, kind of Notice here, can you really use your feet and your core enough that you don't need your hands? You can come upright. And maybe stretch up Anjane Asana. Should feel really good after all that glute work. And please touch down. Lift the back knee. Step forward to switch. Right foot back. Lower the back knee. Get lighter as you feel all the connection. Maybe stretch your arms up. And touch down again. Lift the back knee and step forward, please. Next, inhale, pranam, extend long. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your left foot back to deep lunge. Ground that foot down. And make sure you feel really stable in both feet and come up to warrior two. Again, I want you to try to feel even with your weight. So it's kind of right in the middle. So you really feel that back foot planted as well. Tracking the knee straight. Feeling everything super grounded and tall. Good, and straighten the front leg. Stretch your arms up. And bring your left arm back and reverse it. So reverse with that front leg straight. Feel that. And keep weight centered so you feel stable. Good, come back. Warrior two, then into the front knee. And windmill down. Good, turn the back heel up. Step back, down dog. Then the left leg, step it through. Deep lunge. Good. Ground the back foot down. Just think of your feet and your legs and your core so strong as you come up. Warrior two. Everyone can bend a little deeper. Make sure your knees right over your ankle, keeping the weight in the middle, keeping your core strong. Good. Straighten the left leg. Stretch your arms up. And then right arm down. Your left arm's kind of in the right position just to arc back. Reverse. Keep the weight super in the middle. Good, bend back into the front knee, warrior two. Just be noticing you feel stable and centered. Good, windmill down, turn the back heel up. Step back, downward facing dog. Send the right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Good. Now ground the back foot down. Walk your blocks to the left and then turn your right foot in when you get to the middle. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold, and your blocks are right under your shoulders and shoulder width apart. And then just kind of sway forward and back on your feet to make sure your weight's right in the middle. You probably don't even need your hands on the blocks because you feel your spine really strong, centered. Your feet are carrying all the weight, but your hands are there just for fun. Now bring your right hand to your hip. Keep that really engaged core and twist to your right. Long back of neck. Good, come on back to center. And we'll switch it up, right hand to the hip, keep the legs and pelvis centered. Just a little twist. I don't want you to twist so much that things get out of center. I'm not going to have you extend the arm because I want you to just feel everything stable and centered through the feet, legs, and pelvis. Good, unwind. And now just fold forward completely. Couple breaths there. And then you want the blocks. We're gonna do some standing poses. So if you want the blocks by your heels, you can move them. Otherwise, just come on up to standing. Yeah, now turn just your right foot forward. Keep the weight centered, bend into your front knee, warrior two again. Good. This time just regular reverse warrior. So left arm down, right arm up. And back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Triangle pose. See if you can keep the weight centered as you move. Use your block if you need to. Should feel kind of good in your right glute and hamstring after all that work we did. Good, and then bend your front knee, come back up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Relax your arms for a moment, turn the foot in. And we'll switch, left foot out. Keeping the weight centered, bend into the front knee and the arms. Keeping everything. I like to think of when I did yoga on that paddle board and how you really had to focus to try and keep your weight centered when you did things like this, because you have a tendency to push into one foot more than the other, and then you'd go right into the drink. So it's not only front and back, but side to side, right? Good. Reverse it. Go back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Triangle pose. What are your tendencies here? Good, bend into your front knee, come back, warrior two. Straighten the leg, lower your arms, Turn that foot forward. Come down to a forward fold on the block. So you're more like in a pranam. Again, just to make sure your weight's centered. And then start to walk your blocks to the right as you turn your right foot out. Bring them on either side, turn the back heel up. And step back to downward facing dog. I'm gonna have you set your blocks up off the front of your mat for a moment. And stay in down dog. Inhale to plank, or you can take child's pose if you're ready for that. Lower to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Lengthening, feeling it out. Stay for another breath. And then fold. Or lower down, downward facing dog. Take your time. And walk your feet towards your hands. And then I'm going to have you put your hands on your blocks. And I want you to, let's bring them to the highest height for now. So they're straight up from the outside of your feet. So like you're in a pranam, and just kind of notice, do I have the weight in my feet more? So the blocks are just kind of there as helpers. You don't want to really put all the weight there. And you're just gonna extend the right leg back. You might have to move the block so it supports you. Might have to bend the left knee a little bit. Just feel that. Bend the right knee. And little pulses. Woohoo! Flex the foot, it helps. Yeah. I feel it mostly in my standing leg now, even though you're using those glutes in the right leg. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg straight back. Your hips are still square. And bring the foot down. Good. Bend your knees, bring your hands on your knees, and come on up to standing for a moment. A lot of forward fold. You can even stretch your arms up. Good. And then on your next exhale, come back, hands on the blocks, extend the left leg. See if your core is engaged as you need it. Bend the knee, flex the foot. Start with those little pulses. Notice where you feel it. You feel it in your right leg as well. Keep the hips square. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg. Keep it thinking of it as an extension of your spine, and then lower it down. Good. Go ahead and come down to a deep squat. Oh, that feels awesome. Couple breaths. And then come up to forward fold and sweep all the way up. And bring your hands down through heart center. Good. Now we've woken up all those muscles. Let's try warrior 3. So your blocks are still there in case you need them, but I want you to try it without first. So bring hands to heart center. And just step your right foot back. So your weight, just like we did before, like when we were pulling on socks, is right on your left foot. Might have to keep a baby bend. And then you just slowly start to fold forward. And as you do, maybe lift the back leg up. See how much your core helps with that. And then slowly come on back up and step forward. You feel easier? Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit easier with that when you do it that way. Let's try the other side. Hands to heart center. Step the left toes back just so you can find the stability on your right foot. Engage your core and start leaning forward and lifting. Your blocks are there if you need to find them. And then slowly come on back up and step forward. Woo, yay! Good. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam and fold. Step your right foot back. Deep lunge. Just pause there. Lower the back knee. Stretch up Anjane. Stretch everything back out again. Touch down. Maybe use the blocks if you need to. Slide the hips back. Straighten the left leg. Draw a leg into the socket. Yeah. Stretch your toes. It'll feel even better. My breath. Then back into the front knee. Lift the back knee. Step forward and switch. Left foot back. Deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Anjane Asana. Just notice how you're able to keep that weight in the middle. And touch down, slide the hips back, straighten the leg, stretch your toes. You can find contentment in each pose. Good, bend back into the front knee. Lift the back knee, step back, down dog. And one more little vinyasa. So inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Nice. Sweet cobra. And lower down. And push back to all fours. Bringing the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Let's do a couple cow and cat. Good, and then go ahead and come down to a seated position with your feet wide and flex, so you're on your heels. Bring your right hand to the side, left hand to the little toe side or ankle, whatever you can reach. And then just draw the sternum back, step on the gas, stretch out the side of your body, the right or the left side of your body. Oh, and the shoulder. Good, and then switch. I tuck the chin, I draw the sternum back, and then I draw my whole, it's like I'm rounding into cat. It really feels good on that shoulder. Good. And come on out. Grab your right foot, slide it underneath the left so the heel's by your hip. And then you can either bring the other leg straight back or to the outside, whatever works for you. Little twist. We did a lot of hip work, whether you realize it or not. So pull back and up. You're going to feel a stretch. Yeah. And just appreciate that. And then if you want to twist, hook your right elbow and twist to your left. All the poses take strength and flexibility. When you're really using that strength element, it behooves you to take time to re-stretch it back out. Good, and unwind. And we'll switch. Bring that, this knee should be kind of centered, and then bring the right leg over if that works, or straight back. It doesn't matter which, whatever feels better for you. But do lengthen your spine, feel stretch in the hip. And then when you're ready, if you want to twist, you can. Just keep that nice long spine. And unwind. Stretch your legs out long. And then sit up tall in Dandasana. Bring your arms in front of you. And just start at the top of your head and just kind of slowly round your upper back as you lean back, and slowly, see how slow you can go, lower all the way down to the ground. Hold it off as long as you can. Good, and then stretch your arms up over your head. Whoops, my blocks are there. Pretend like you just got up. Long stretch. And then bring your arms to cactus. Bend your knees, bring them wide for a few windshield wipers. So just go back and forth. You'll feel it in the outer hips, I think. Turn these lights off. Good. Now, next time both of your knees are pointing right, maybe pick up your right foot, bring it on top of your left knee. That feels good. And pause there. And unwind and switch. So both knees to the left. Pick up the left foot, bring it on top of the right. Full breath. And unwind. Bring the knees up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open wide. You can bring your hands on your belly if you'd like. And then bringing the knees up. Bring the feet and knees up so your knees are angling towards your armpits for happy baby. So reach the elbows on the inside, grab the ankles, the little toe side. And because you're trying to stretch out those glutes, think to yourself, I want to try and make a curve in my low back. You'll feel it in your hamstrings and your glutes a little more. Just stretch them all back out. Maybe rock side to side. It feels good for me. You determine. And then release your feet and come on into Shavasana. And the goal of Shavasana is to really feel contentment in your body. So you might have to shift a little bit to feel like you're in a good position. And then just follow your breath in and out. Relax your mind. Relax your body. The universe is infinitely abundant. As a child of the universe, I am entitled to the miracles that flow forth from it freely. Yet though the orchard is filled, I must reach for its fruits. Today I make myself miracle ready by recognizing I am entitled to the miracles of love. While the material world is a kingdom of lack, the spiritual universe is infinitely abundant. As I identify with the spiritual kingdom, my mind becomes a vessel through which I receive its riches. I am open today to receiving the abundance that is part of who I am. Again, notice your breath moving in and out. Move in small ways, taking your time. Come on up to seated when you're ready. Just move slowly. Just take a moment to scan and see if you do feel some contentment in your body, in your heart. Santosha. Just bring hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing. I'm very grateful for each of you. Namaste. Good. Good.